Journey to Munich by Jacqueline Winspear. Narrated by Teal. Chapter 1. Holland Park, London, February 1938. The day was bright, the air crisp, with sunshine giving an impression of imminent spring, though as soon as a person ventured out from a warm, cocooned interior, a nip in the chill outdoors soon found its way to fingertips and toes. Maisie Dobbs, as she preferred to be known, though she was now the bearer of a title through a marriage cut short, opened her eyes, and decided it was mid-morning, given the way the sun was shining through a crack in the curtains. No one had disturbed her. No one had come to her room with breakfast or tea, though she supposed Priscilla would bring a tray soon, afraid to leave her friend alone and awake for too long. Someone, likely the maid, had been in to light the fire, for the room was warm, and a gentle heat skimmed across her skin. Upon first waking, she thought she was still in Spain, but the deep mattress, soft pillows, and sheets reminded her that this was not her stone cell. She was not in her plain wooden bed, with only a blanket to keep her warm, and there was no one to minister to in this grand house in Holland Park, a world away from battle, from soldiers who came to her filth-covered and bloody. From a simple community she'd grown to love, Maisie had come home to England, at first to Kent, to be with her father and stepmother, then to share the lingering grief of bereavement with her in-laws, who had lost their only son. How could she ever explain to them that service, tending the terrible wounds of those who fought for freedom from oppression, had lifted her own deep melancholy? How would they feel if she admitted that in becoming a nurse again, she'd found a reason to go on? Only now could she come home to face the landscape of her former life, and find her way through its changed paths and byways. It was Priscilla who tracked her down in Spain, Priscilla who'd brought her home to England, and it was to Priscilla she had come, following the muted celebrations of Christmas and New Year at Chelston, the estate where her husband had grown to manhood. It was Priscilla, she knew, who would leave her alone to do what she needed to do in her own good time, unless, of course, Priscilla had other ideas. "Maisie? Maisie!" The knock at the door was insistent, as if, having waited long enough, her friend would no longer allow the late-sleeping guest any quarter. "Time for tea and today's gossip." The door opened, and Priscilla Partridge stepped into the room, now Tante Maisie's room, according to her 3 sons, who had spent their early years in France, carrying a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?